friends, welcome back to my channel, and thank you guys for all just continuing to watch my videos, and thanks to my several new subscribers I've gotten since my last video. I appreciate and love you all. In my last actual vlog I had, I mentioned that I would be telling my Harry Potter story on here, so that is what I'm going to do today. Harry Potter is something that is so important to so many people. So many people grew up with Harry, read the books as they were coming out, were the same age as him for a while, obviously, due to real life, and when the books came out, weren't the same all the time. But so many people grew up with Harry, and he and J.K. Rowling didn't just change their lives, but he shaped them completely. My Harry Potter story is a little bit different. I did not grow up with Harry due to my parents thinking that the witchcraft in it was evil and a bad influence. But from a very young age, shortly around when they started coming out actually, probably not the first one because I would have been probably too young to even pay attention to pop culture like that. But very shortly after they started coming out, I wanted to get into them. They looked interesting. I'd already fallen in love with fantasy at this point from Chronicles of Narnia and just loved to get inside of books and get inside of those worlds. But I was not allowed to join Harry's world. So through years and years of me asking and bringing it up, they kept turning me down. But finally, after I graduated high school, I was 18, a couple days after I graduated actually, I went up to my mom, probably scared her, honestly, because I was like, Mom, I have a really important question to ask you, it means a lot to me. And then I was just like, can I please read Harry Potter? I'm 18, it's really important to me that I finally get into this. She relented. She said I couldn't bring the books into her house because she didn't want them in there. So I had to keep the books in the family car, and I had to read all of them on my front porch. But I immediately, when she said that, went to the library, got I think the first 2 books, and immediately sat out there. It was a very hot summer, and I got a lot of mosquito bites from reading as late as I possibly could. Our front porch light was one of those motion detected ones, so if I would like sit for too long, it would go off and I'd just have to like do this, and as I'm furiously reading. It took me about a week and a half to get through all of the books, and somehow through 18 years of my life I was not spoiled on almost anything. I did not know that Tom Riddle was Lord Voldemort. That blew my mind. I did not know that Snape killed Dumbledore. When he did that, I was like crying on my front porch and texting one of my friends who was super into Harry Potter, and I was like, Snape, I loved him the whole time, and he's like, just wait and see what happens, and I'm like, but I don't know. But I never really doubted Snape. Since Dumbledore trusted him, so did I, and look how that turned out. And now Snape's one of my favorite literary characters. That was a little bit of a tangent, but yeah, so unlike most people, Harry didn't shape my life, but he did completely change it. That summer, I didn't have a car, and because of my parents' restrictions, I wasn't allowed to hang out with people a lot. I did have friends, but like I mentioned in my book video, books have been there when nobody else has been, and that's true for Harry as well. Harry showed me like sometimes you're alone and you just have to keep persevering, and like his time with the Dursleys, like he hated it, but he had friends to go back to, and it was always worth it. And Hermione and Ron were showing me loyalty, and Luna was showing me that it's okay to be weird and not like everyone else, which I always have been weird and not like everyone else, but I'm okay with that. Like, I'm proud of who I am now. And just each of those characters taught me something completely different. And Tonks was one of my favorites. I've always been very disappointed by how they portrayed her in the movies, because most people who didn't read the books wouldn't even know who Tonks is. But she was very important to me. Obviously, I take after her some in looks now, which is great. And she's also a Hufflepuff, which I am a very proud Hufflepuff. Hufflepuff gets a lot of crap, but we're all about being loyal and friendly and loving and kind, and I think those are pretty important qualities, so I'm very happy to be a Hufflepuff. I realized today, as I'm making this, it'll be a couple days before I post this video, but today is July 7th, and today marks the 3rd anniversary of the world's premiere of Deathly Hallows Part 2. And I remember watching it in my room on my laptop in secret, but watching all the cast members in England and J.K. Rowling go up and how emotional they all were and how excited everyone was. And there was just such a sense of camaraderie, and J.K. Rowling got up there and said, "Hogwarts will always be here to welcome you home." And I just think the Potter fandom is a really unique and really special fandom. It's so inclusive. It doesn't matter if you were with Harry from the start or if you joined even like in the future. What counts is if you were there till the end. And I think most fans, I don't really know many casual fans of Harry Potter, like it all really means something to people. I remember also that summer Pottermore came out, and there were thousands of us trying to get into the beta testing. All of us on Tumblr like were completely just enamored with Pottermore. And of course when it opened it wasn't quite what we were expecting, but finding out the new information that J.K. Rowling had was really interesting, and I like seeing all the backstories and everything, and finding out what our wands would be and our houses. But I remember for at least a week straight I was up till 5 a.m. On Skype chat with a ton of people from Tumblr, and we're all trying to keep each other awake, trying to keep each other pumped about this and helping each other find the clues. And I don't know a lot of other people that would do that. It was really cool. And the Potter fandom just means a lot to me, and Harry Potter will be with me always. I mean, obviously I have the Deathly Hallows Always tattoo. Harry and all of those characters have completely changed my life. And later this summer I'm gonna reread the books for the first time, and I'm really excited to delve back into that world. I've seen each of the movies multiple times, but they just don't add up. They're good movies and the casting was beautiful, but they're not the same. They don't have the same amount of detail and just love put into them that J.K. Rowling made sure the books did. Yeah, thanks for listening to me ramble about Harry Potter, but I just love it so much. Leave in the comments what fandom means the most to you, and if you feel the same about Harry Potter that I do. So I will have a new vlog up next week, and I hope you guys are all having a good summer. Bye!